Hello and welcome to another edition of For the Record. I'm Sean Murphy. We are out and about on the road today at the beautiful Mystic Shipyard because we are here talking about the second annual, this is very exciting, the second annual Mystic Blues Festival to occur here. And I'm here with Marianne O'Hara, who's been on the show before and been with me many years in radio. Welcome to the show, finally.
Thank you so much, Sean. It's great to be here.
In the guest chair this time, right?
I know, I love it.
Let's talk about the festival. It is coming up. We're here at the beautiful Mystic Shipyard. I know it's only the second annual, so there's not a lot of history, but there's a little something there.
Well, there's a lot of music legend here, and that's what's exciting about this festival and why it came together so beautifully the first time around. I just happened to move to the neighborhood last year, a couple months before the festival, and it was one of my first things that I did when I came here to Mystic was the first annual Blues Festival. I said, this is an event I could totally get behind. So when they asked me to help out this time around, I said, of course, I'd be happy to do it. It's organized by true, passionate, first of all, blues professionals that are very much invested in the art form of blues, this American music form that has inspired so much rock and roll and so much since. Chris Lee and his wife, Amy, run String Theory Music School in Niantic, so they're very much about educating not just young people, but people of all ages who love music, and this is their most favorite art form, the blues. And they thought, why not put all of these things together, this beautiful location here at the Mystic Shipyard, and their love of music and all the musicians that Chris has played with over the years, and he's played with the bigs and a lot of area legends as well. So everybody was on board, and the second time around, it's just fallen right in. It's exciting.
Was the first time, did they have it here at the Mystic Shipyard as well?
They did, and you know, to plan a 3-day music festival from scratch is not an easy thing to do. They plan all year long.
I was going to ask that. I mean, once the festival's over, do they get right back on the horse planning the next years?
I think they take a half a day break and breathe and go, can we do this again? And the answer was, of course we can do it again. And they learned a lot the first time around. First of all, the community has been so responsive. The Mystic Chamber, everybody involved, the Mystic Shipyard, making their facility available at the beginning of the height of their season. So they erect a huge tent, and that's the main stage. But there are venues all over the Mystic area where all these musicians you'll see, Christine Ullman and Rebel Montez and A to the Bar, and a lot of big names as well will show up at local jazz clubs or music clubs afterwards. So it's music throughout the whole Mystic area throughout the weekend.
Since the event is here, mainly here, talk to me about the Mystic Shipyard itself. You're practically a neighbor now. Talk about it, because just the picturesque view that we have here, it's so beautiful. It's a beautiful day here too.
Well, look at the boats behind us, and they're just starting to get into the water now, but by June it's going to be packed. And so you have this wonderful intersection of music fans.
Yep.
And boaters, you know, and there are a lot of those around this area anyway. This area thrives on that. And again, it's a perfect marriage, a perfect intersection. And the folks at the Mystic Shipyard have been so great about making this space available to us.
It sounds like it's going to be an exciting event. I want you to paint a picture in a little bit more detail about the festival itself. We know about the music. I'm sure that since it's a festival, there'll be lots of other things to do, attractions, family-friendly events, food. We're here at a press event today, and there's food being loaded in too. So even that is piquing my interest. You know?
We'll make sure you're fed before you go, Sean. Well, yeah, and again, that's another great thing. We want people, because once people are here, they're going to probably want to stay here because it's a 3-day festival. Friday evening, it starts at 5 o'clock, goes to 11, and then Saturday all day into the evening on Saturday night, and then Sunday as well. And so we have food here, we have art vendors, we have you know, all kinds of things for people to do. And the other great thing is, as blues fans or any other music fan knows, you love to meet the artists that you love. And all the artists will line up and are happy to meet their fans.
They're very approachable, aren't they?
Yeah, and we're talking about some pretty big names. We've got Spin Doctors. You know, they're known for their pop songs, but they just come out with a blues album.
No kidding.
Yeah,
wow.
And so they're this is going to be kind of a debut event for them.
Got a great story about the Spin Doctors with the radio, another radio station I was at. We had them in concert over at the sub base, and unfortunately the poor lead singer had laryngitis, and great sort of ad-libbing on his part. What he did was all his songs he wrote on cards, and when the other guys were singing, he would hold up the cards, and that's how creative these guys are, and it's fantastic. And I can totally see them putting out a blues album like that, and it sounds spectacular.
Well, the music industry, as you know, has gotten so kind of skewed. It's kind of, as I've heard a good line today, it's become circuitous. And a lot of people are trying on different venues, different music genres for size. And there's a lot more intersection, I think, now between the different music genres, and I think that's what you're seeing now. And the Spin Doctors really emanate that idea. And we have a legendary Johnny Winter. We have Connecticut's own Christine Ullman, who is a 20-year veteran of the Saturday Night Live band. She's the lead vocalist. She's also got her own act, Rebel Montez, and she's got a whole lineup of fun people that she's got coming to perform with her. She'll be performing out and about after as well. 8 to the Bar. We have James Cotton, James Montgomery.
Don't you have a blues brother coming too?
Yes, we do. Matt Guitar Murphy. Thank you for reminding me. It's trying to keep it all in my head.
I mean, these are big names that are coming in.
Names.
How'd they get these big stars to come to this event? Is it that they love music and they like the local scene too, I would imagine, to be able to perform in a festival atmosphere as opposed to like on stage at a big concert, right?
That's right. And let me tell you something. Musicians these days love being able to perform, quite frankly, quite simply. And if you can't sell out a huge venue, where do you go? The music festivals are really a terrific way, especially for blues musicians, to get seen by a wider audience. They're used to playing clubs to maybe 100 people, and this will be 1,000 or more per event. So
it's reasonable.
It's a reasonable price too. You can buy a 3-day pass, you can buy a 1-day pass, whatever you want, whatever you feel like doing.
You can bring the whole, like a club, you can't bring your kids to, but this event you can bring the whole family to, right?
There is a big dance floor. There's plenty of dancing that goes on, and all ages are dancing to this. I was here on the Sunday event last year, and J-Mo's Jazz Band. J-Mo is a longtime drummer with the Allman Brothers, and has his own band, the J-Mo's Jazz Band.
Everybody's got a band.
Everybody's got a band, right? Everyone's got their side project, as we said before. So the dancing was just incredible throughout the venue, and they want that. They want to see people interacting with the artists, having fun, and that's what this is really all about.
Tell me the difference between, now the event, as we tape this, the event hasn't happened yet, but any changes from last year? Did they learn anything from last year? Maybe what to do, let's make it a little bit bigger, let's try to improve a little bit more from last year?
Well, yeah, and one of the things we had logistically a challenge with was how to get people to and from here, because the parking is a problem.
It's tight.
During the summer boating season. So we made a deal with Groton High School, so there'll be shuttles that are going all the time, all day long.
That's
from
great.
Fitch,
Yeah.
literally. So your car, it's safe, secure parking. It's included in the price, and the buses run all day, right up to the end of the night.
Oh, that's fantastic. You don't have to worry about trying to find a spot or anything, and you're parked far enough away, you just take the bus. That's the best way to do it, absolutely.
And it's not too far of a walk. If you guys want to walk into town, maybe see an act or two, walk into town, go have lunch, come back, make it a real Mystic day. You can do that too. And I imagine there'll be slips available for people who want to come up by boat as well.
Now, you talked about it briefly. What is you decided to get involved. You're in the neighborhood now, so to speak.
Yeah.
That's one reason. But you also like the blues. But were those some of the reasons why you just wanted to be involved with this?
Well, it's so funny. And you and I have worked in radio, so we know we've worn about 18 different hats in our career.
That's very true.
I did radio for many years, but I was syndicated on a number of radio stations, and I just covered the arts for 15 years. I interviewed every Beatle, every Rolling Stone, every Who, every Monkey.
Name dropping here, but that's very impressive. Yeah.
But it was a backstage pass to the world, and I loved doing it. I loved it. And now I produce a national show on healthcare, which is a very important topic. But it's not
fun like this is, right?
This is much more fun.
Yeah.
Although it's a lot of work, when you see an event like this, there's so much work that goes on behind the scenes. Courtney Moore is our event manager and coordinator, and she runs huge parties all over the area. She's mercurial and amazing, and she's got a whole team of professionals that she pulls together to make these things seem seamless, but there's a lot of work involved behind the scenes. This year, our tent's going to be much bigger.
Okay, good. So it'll accommodate more.
Yes, more people, bigger, so more stage area for the musicians. A lot of these bands have a lot of people in them. Some Mystic Horns are playing. We have, so you've got a whole bunch of people. And that's one of the things you really want to do is make it accommodating for the musicians as well as all the people that are coming to see the show.
Is some of the proceeds for this going to a good cause too, from what I understand?
Yes, it's going to the Center for Hospice Care.
Oh, that's a very good cause.
So the folks, the organization that runs this event is a nonprofit, and they've applied for 501c3 status so that they can keep their nonprofit status. This is not about making money, trust me. There's a lot of money going out just to make this seamless and well run, but we do have set aside proceeds for the hospice organization that serves so many people in this area, and it's a very
much
important,
needed cause.
Yeah, and maybe we should get them on your show and talk about what they do, because there's a real growth in hospice care and home hospice care now, because we're an aging population. and more people want to age at home.
Yes.
And they want to die at home too.
Right.
So
more dignified, you feel more comfortable there. You know?
Yeah. So we feel this is one of those things. It doesn't get enough attention, and we really thought this would be an organization. And Amy and Chris and all the organizers feel very strongly about this organization and how they want to support them in any way they can. So any of the proceeds from this summer's event will go to that hospice organization.
Do the organizers themselves, do they like the idea of sort of having the date that they're going to have this sort of almost like a kickoff to the summer months, to warm weather? I mean, it's like the perfect time to kind of kick off, you know, your summer in the right way, don't
Absolutely.
you think?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, you know, it's summer festival season. You've got Newport. So Newport has its blues festival. And what you have to do is you have to tap into the moving pool of musicians and find the time that most of them are available. And so it turned out that this weekend was the best opportunity for us to do that. And, you know, to get Johnny Winter, Christine Ullman, she's won numerous awards, Grammy winners, Matt Guitar Murphy, you know, Spin Doctors, all those big names, and then all the other names are, you know, we have
to get them all on the same
Dave
weekend.
Foster and the Mohegan All Stars. I mean, these guys are working all the time.
Yep.
So to get them all available at the same time, J-Mo, one of his singers, was supposed to be in Europe for an event, and I think he's going to delay going a day so he can do this event. So, yeah.
That's good. Wow, yeah, okay. So it's being taken seriously.
Yep.
Where all these big stars, they want to actually participate in it.
They do.
When you're willing to delay some other event to be here for this festival, that's a big deal.
And they get to stay in Mystic.
Yeah,
They get to
yeah.
stay in a cool town,
Yeah.
and, you know, and they get to hang out with the other musicians. Oh, what you'll find is, you know, Friday night, I have to look at the schedule here.
There's so much going on.
David
you know?
Foster, 8 to the Bar, and the Spin Doctors are Friday night. So what will happen is you'll see a lot of the acts come in to see the other acts. On Friday night, you'll probably see Christine Ullman here and a few other people. And they'll hang out, and then afterwards they're going to find, you know, we'll let the people know when they're here what clubs will be used as venues for additional jam sessions after this event ends at the end of the evening.
Like you said, they're very approachable, so you know you could take a picture with them, maybe put it on your Facebook page or something like that. It's very cool. Hey, how does it feel to sit in the guest chair for a change? You host so many. Yeah, you're doing well. Yeah,
I'll just do it every week. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's
I'll answer all your questions
together.
every week. All right, people want to learn more about this festival. So, is there a website for them to go and learn more?
Yes, there is. It's
right.
mysticbluesfestival.com. We can and there's also a Facebook page, which is fun. So you'll see updates all the time on the Facebook page. You can link to buying tickets online there as well.
And I imagine the Facebook, you could probably go right to the website and then just kind of click your way through right to the Facebook page.
Absolutely. I sent a note out yesterday to like the Mystic Blues Festival Facebook page, and I got 100 responses within 10 hours.
Wow,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
And if all goes well, we're going to be talking about a third annual. We'll just wait for this festival to occur first because, you know, they'll take that half a day of rest and then start planning the third one. But let's get through the second one. Rain or shine event, I would imagine?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Last weekend in June, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, June 27th through the 29th. And it is because we have the giant Sperry tent here at the Mystic Shipyard. We won't let you get wet.
There you go. All right, it's the second annual Mystic Blues Festival, and it sounds exciting. We're going to all be there. Hope you will too. Marianne O'Hara, thanks for spending at least a few minutes. I know you have to get back to more organizing for this event too. So
Yes, I do.
So we'll take a break and come back. I'm Sean Murphy. This is For the Record. Stay with us. Welcome back to For the Record. I'm Sean Murphy. A big event coming up. It's the second annual Mystic Blues Festival, and we got a lot of talent that'll be performing at this event, including some young talent from the ninth grade, right? Jacob Graham attends East Lyme High. He's a drummer, a blues drummer. It's all part of sort of a youth blues artist spotlight. You'll be performing with some other I guess members in your age group, correct?
That's
All
right.
Let's talk about you and what you do and your feelings on blues in general. Welcome to the show, by the way.
I'm glad to be here.
All right, so the festival is coming up. What are you going to be doing?
I'm going to be performing a half an hour of blues music with some of my personal friends who also love blues. A couple members from String Theory School of Music, and then the people that we've reached out to come be a part of the youth program.
Now, how does it that a young person, it's just interesting to me that you would be a fan of blues music, because you don't hear about that. It's very cool, but talk about how you got interested in it in the first place.
Well, my parents were always around the house, they never played like the radio. They never played pop music. It was always Beatles, Beach Boys, Led Zeppelin, the good oldies.
So oldies and classic rock, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That was always my favorite growing up. And then as I started to become more of a drummer, I'd wanted more technically challenging pieces. I'd stuck with Led Zeppelin because I love John Bonham as a drummer, but I'd begun to look into blues, into jazz, and that really sparked my interest, and now I just enjoy blues and jazz very much.
It's pretty awesome that you want to be challenged more, so you want to step up your abilities with harder music to perform, right?
Yes.
Now, as a blues drummer, what is that like compared to like just being a drummer in a band or maybe a different kind of style of music?
Well, the drummer's almost like the other members of the band. The drummer takes small solos, has small fills within the song, and then I personally try to never have one measure sound exactly like the other. I always want to try and change up my style during the song as I'm playing, as to keep myself interested.
Do you have fans already? Even
I do have big supporters. My family, my
Yeah.
friends, they love seeing me everywhere I go.
And this is a big event. There'll be like thousands of people at this event, so
Yeah.
it's pretty exciting. Do you know specifically exactly when you'll be playing and on what days and all that?
I will be playing on the Saturday of the Blues Festival. I believe it's the 28th at 1:30 p.m. We'll be playing from 1:30 to 2 with the youth blues program.
Sounds good. Jacob Graham, this is very exciting. He's in 9th grade, goes to East Lyme High. You can see him perform live at the festival, and we thank you for taking a few minutes with us, and we will see you on stage at the event, all right?
Thank you.
All right, thanks. One more break, we'll come back. I'm Sean Murphy. This is For the Record. Stay with us. Welcome back to For the Record. I'm Sean Murphy. A star-studded event coming up here at the second annual Mystic Blues Festival happening here at the Mystic Shipyard, and talent galore, from young talent to just ever so slightly older talent right here. Chris Lee, he's a guitarist for Eight to the Bar. You've seen them play all over the place. First of all, welcome to the show, Chris. Thank you.
Thank you.
Eight to the Bar isn't your only band. You do side stuff for, what's the other band that you're in?
I also play with the Greg Sherrod Blues Band. They're a group out of New Haven. And,
All right, and they'll be performing at this festival too,
yes,
right?
Yes, they're going to be playing Saturday night before Johnny Winter.
All right, so let's talk about, I just want to talk for a minute about Eight to the Bar. Describe to the people who may not be familiar with it, the band, the style of the band, and what they're all about.
Well, Eight to the Bar is famous for their swing music. They've been together for 40 years. And it's just an amazing group of musicians. I'm very proud to play with them. Cynthia Lyon is the leader of the group, and she's had the band since '75. And the band over the years has grown to playing other music as well, blues and R&B.
And probably one of the reasons why bands like Eight to the Bar are really big into, they like to be in the local community and play at festivals and events like this. So this is perfect for them, right? For you.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the band has played internationally, all over the country, and this is just another opportunity for them to be seen and heard by a blues audience.
All right, will you be doing any swing at this event too, or are you going to stick to the blues for
I'm
this
sure,
one?
I'm sure we're going to play some swing too. I mean, swing and blues music is sort of
related, right?
Hand in hand,
Yeah.
yeah. Very, there's a thread that goes through all of that.
Now, at this event, we've been talking about how approachable all the artists will be. I assume you guys are going to be okay with meeting the people, taking pictures, letting them put them on their Facebook page and all that, right? You like to meet the people, right?
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely. And I have to say, like, all of the artists last year were very approachable, very warm to the fans. They took time to sign autographs, have a moment with them, take a picture. And that's one of the reasons why this event is kind of special, because this is a small venue, and you really get an opportunity to be one-on-one with the artists. And
it's also a lot of different atmosphere than playing in the clubs and like the larger venues. You're intimate. You're up close, and plus it's outdoors. And the date of this event, it's sort of like the kickoff to the summer season, so to speak. It's like perfect. Everything is aligning, don't you think?
Absolutely. I mean, to start with, Mystic, the #1 tourist destination in Connecticut. Our weekend, the last weekend of June, we have the Wooden Boat Show right across the river at the seaport. So we have a synergy between these two events. And of course, like you said, it kicks off next weekend is 4th of July weekend.
It's going to be amazing. Regardless of the weather, people will be coming out. They're having a good time. So how's it going to work for you? You're going to play it with 8 to the bar, then you're going to run across maybe to the other tent, and then get on stage and then perform with the other band. How's that going to work for you?
It's 2 separate days.
Okay.
I'll play with 8 to the
Alright,
bar
so you get
on
to rest
Friday.
then,
Yes, I won't be resting, but I'll be. I'll
be participating.
Yes, I will.
Talk about how, because you were here last year, how was it last year and what are you looking forward to this year? Because they always try to outdo themselves. It's the second annual. It went well enough to have it again. What was it like last year?
Last year was great. I have to say, you know, a steep learning curve. Obviously, there are a lot of moving parts to putting together a festival.
Sure, yeah.
But, you know, the feedback we got from the artists and the music industry folks was amazing. They thought we were very organized and we'd put on a great event. So that was encouragement to go forward and do another year.
Now, your music can be seen on YouTube and all over the internet. In case for some reason you're not familiar with Chris's guitar. Describe yourself as a guitarist, by the way.
Well, I have a sort of broad background musically. I studied classical guitar at Connecticut College.
Wow.
And
big school, good school.
Great school.
Most expensive school tuition-wise, by the way. Did you know that?
And I finished paying my student loans off when I was 42.
Just
exactly.
last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I have to say that, you know, blues music has always been a passion of mine.
What is it about the blues? Is it because it comes from the soul? I mean, do you have to be hurting in some way to be able to play the blues?
I don't think that you
No?
have to be hurting, but I think that it's an emotionally honest music, and you can express a lot through the genre, through the style. I mean, the vocabulary lends itself to just being emotionally raw and out there.
So you started out classical and you dabbled in a lot of other musical styles,
yeah,
right?
jazz and obviously swing music. You know, very into straight ahead jazz and like we were saying earlier, you know, blues music, swing, jazz, rock and roll, country music.
It's all
American
yeah.
music, and blues is sort of the foundation of that.
Man, we are looking forward to seeing you guys perform on stage. That's going to really feel like you're giving us the energy to kick off the summer, especially at this event. It's the second annual. This is it's June 29th, June 27th to 29th. I want to make sure I get the dates right. And you're going to be playing all weekend between the two bands, right?
Yes.
So come down and be a part of it. It's the second annual Mystic Blues Festival. Chris Lee, the guitarist from 8 to the Bar. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us. I know you're going to, be hanging out and being with the organizers. So they can kick this thing off. Fun time for us. We're looking forward to it. Thank you for joining us for another edition of For the Record. We'll put the website, by the way, up for the Blues Festival site. Again, go check it out. See all the events. You can see this show and many others on our YouTube site. Till next time, I'm Sean Murphy. Take care.